is the fifth wheel right here. This whole thing is called your fifth wheel. Now there's two different kinds of fifth wheel, okay? There's a regular fifth wheel and a special adjustable sliding fifth wheel. So that means it can move up and down, okay? Now every fifth wheel, regardless of sliding or if it's a regular or sliding fifth wheel, has 5 basic parts, okay? The 5 basic parts are these. First are the mounting bolts. That's what holds everything attached to the frame. You see you got them here, 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 here. These are all mounting bolts. They can't be cracked, damaged, or loose. It must be properly mounted and secured. Right above it is the platform. The platform cannot be cracked, damaged, or loose. It must also be properly mounted and secured. And right above the platform is the skid plate. Okay, that's this whole piece right here. The skid plate cannot be cracked, damaged, or loose. Must be properly mounted and secured with the cotter pin, and the skid plate must also be greased properly. Okay. Now on the inside of the skid plate is what's called the locking jaws. Now they lock around a little pin. If you see it at the bottom of the trailer, that's called the kingpin. Yeah. The locking jaws are on the inside of the skid plate. Okay. They must be locked tight around the kingpin, and the locking jaws cannot be cracked, damaged, or loose. All right. And then you have the release arm right here. Cannot be cracked, damaged, or loose. Properly mounted and secured, and in the locked position. Okay. So those are the 5 basic parts of every fifth wheel. Now this particular fifth wheel is a special fifth wheel because it's a sliding fifth wheel. Okay. The easiest way I can tell is you see that line, the wiggly line, the little circle line? Yeah. That's an air line. A regular fifth wheel wouldn't have that. Okay. So that I know this one is a sliding fifth wheel. Okay. So because it's a sliding fifth wheel, it has 3 additional parts. Okay. We have the locking pins, which keep it locked in place, not cracked, damaged, or loose, properly mounted and secured, and in the locked position. We have the air hoses, the wiggly lines, no abrasion, bumps, or cuts, properly mounted and secured, no leaks. And then you see it's connected to a cylinder looking thing right down there. You see that little cylinder? Yeah. That's your air piston. Not cracked, damaged, or loose, properly mounted and secured, no leaks. So those are the 3 parts if it's a sliding fifth wheel. And then finally, we're gonna check the apron. That's the bottom of the trailer. Make sure that isn't cracked, damaged, or loose. We're gonna check the kingpin itself. Make sure that isn't cracked, damaged, or loose, and greased. And then the last thing we check is for the gap. There should be no gap in between here. You see how the metal sits nice on metal? Yeah. I can't put my hand through there, so it's sitting nice and flush. Okay. Okay? And that's your entire coupling system.